That's the future. We've been all waiting for it. Everything is ready.
These words are valuable, they're special, heavy with intent.
Hey guys, welcome to the studio. The weather is shit and I'm also feeling like shit. But anyways, let's see and try to make the best out of this day. I don't know, I think I got a cold, feeling really like shit, but I will still try to make a good video today. You know, it's every day a vlog. I never stopped for the past 3 years and 80 something days, so a little cold won't stop me. Let's first talk about the things I already achieved today. First of all, I did a bunch of new covers for my label, for Accents. Plenty, to be precise, 61 of them. And I think the new design is cool. It's very, very basic, very minimal, but I think that's the way to go nowadays. Because as you know, with streaming, you only get really small covers, so they need to pop. And putting the artist name, the track title on it is pretty much nonsense, because you can't read it anyways. And to be honest, from running a label for now 2 years and releasing over 50 songs on our main label and like almost 100 on our sub label, it's a lot of work to make these covers, and especially like the names and track names, there's always like potential for failures. Some artist names, you write them completely different, small, big, dots and all this kind of stuff. So every time the artist sees a mistake, we have to redo it. Sometimes the song is already delivered and there's a mistake in it. We have to redo it and it's all for basically nothing. Again, the small letters, you can't see it on Spotify. There's no way. I mean, I love the big old vinyl covers. They just look amazing, but today, digital age streaming, it's nonsense. And there is one more cover I made, which is a special one. It's for my release for Secrets. I went back and forth for 1 entire week and ended up with, again, something very minimal that pops, and yeah, a little bit of color that I actually like. So this one right here is the final Jon Sine Secrets cover. I personally absolutely love it. Both of these colors are the ones that you know from these old 3D kind of things with the glasses. I don't know, I just love that stuff. And I also already made the ones for the next 2 or 3 songs, my new songs, but that's something I'll share when it's time to. As you know, there are more changes to my label than just the covers. Here in the studio, like a week ago, I did a club version of my song Secrets, because at the moment we make clubbier music, 4 to the floor, a little back to the roots where I started DJing, a little bit of progressive, a little bit more of bass. And the club version is actually quite important, especially for Beatport, for DJs, so that they can actually DJ that kind of music. So for all of the producers that have never DJed, if you want to make a club version, you need an intro and outro, because as a DJ you need the intro and outro to beat match the songs and transition from one song to another. The big problem is if you make one club version and release it, this might be really boring for the people listening to it on Spotify. They listen to it and just hear kick and clap for like 16 bars, 32 bars. It's boring. They will skip your song, you will lose, you will get like minus points on Beatport in their ranking system, and your track won't show up in any of the playlists. So definitely makes sense to make 2 versions more than ever before. Even for songs that are not radio, still make 2 versions for Spotify and all other streaming services. Because the normal listener is not interested in the intro and outro, no matter how fancy you make it. And speaking of how fancy you make it, if you make an intro outro for the club, don't just make it kick and clap or just kick. Always have something in there that already makes sure that people know from the beginning that it's that song. For example, if you have in the main drop a vocal chop, maybe use that vocal chop at the very beginning of the song already in the background with a lot of reverb, chorus in the back of the song, or maybe the main chords already in there but filtered. At least something to give the DJ a little cue that it's that song. For the length of the song, I would say like the Spotify version, keep it as short as possible, that it still makes sense to listen to it. 2 minutes 30 is nothing special anymore. A lot of people keep their tracks extremely short to have more plays on them. but I'd say like 3 minutes, 3 minutes 30 to 4 minutes is totally fine. That's also what I'm going for. And then for the club version, at least like 4 minutes, 4 minutes 30, maybe even 5 minutes. If you do very underground club music, techno, and no vocals in it, then 8 minutes, 9 minutes, 10 minutes is also totally fine. And keep those intros interesting. Automate something, a little bit of movement. The big question for me and my label was actually if we should do the club versions exclusively on BEATPORT, and this way maybe have the chance to get pushed by BEATPORT even more. But I think it's not the right move, at least not at the moment. Maybe for a month, give it exclusively to BEATPORT, but not forever. Because Dan and Pioneer, all of the DJ software things, Tractor and this kind of stuff, they're all getting ready for streaming. So I think in a couple of months you will be able to stream the music as a DJ without a problem. That's the future. We've been all waiting for it. Everything is ready. The companies just have to kind of negotiate between each other to make sure who gets paid what and this kind of stuff, but it's very close to being finished and delivered. So not having the club versions ready for Spotify and all other streaming services is definitely a big minus, because in 1, 2, 3 years, DJs won't be able to play your music because only the radio versions are out there. So we from now on will have 2 versions for every release on Accents. By the way, if you're interested to submit your demos, we'll listen to every single demo you guys send us 100%. We're looking for new artists, we're looking for new music. It should be electronic and kind of between club and pop. Everything is fine, just send it over. We'll listen to it and let you know. So that's our strategy at the moment, doing both, delivering club versions for the DJs, delivering Spotify listenable, friendly, directly from the start, grabbing the attention of the listener versions for Spotify. That's just how it is. You have to play the game. If you don't do it, you will lose immediately. It's always a compromise between making the music specific for a format and the time and making what you love. I mean, if you love long build-ups and everything, that's fine. But maybe you'll have to do a compromise to make sure it also works on Spotify, and then maybe have another version for the club ready. That's also what I did on Secrets. If you compare the normal drop, it's like just half the length in the radio version. And the club version has a twice as long build-up that drops just to kick and bass that doesn't exist in the radio version. So I hope this makes sense. I hope you can agree. I hope you will also do 2 versions from now on. It's part of the strategy. I would definitely suggest to do so. Maybe do the club versions on Spotify a couple of months later. I think for our label, we might do a club version compilation to release all of the old stuff and new stuff on there. And it's the second time you can actually pitch your song. So maybe the first time you send your Spotify ready version, it doesn't get picked for any Spotify playlist. But maybe a month later, the second version that counts as a new track that has a new ISRC number, that one could actually get picked up by Spotify, and maybe they will put it into a DJ specific playlist. I'm sure they will start doing these kind of playlists for DJs specifically once the streaming is available for all DJs. So let me know what you think about this. Will you do club versions from now on? Does it not make any sense for you because you're not making club music? Do you make music specifically for DJs or not? I think it's definitely a market you have to address, because if your songs are being played on the club, it's like the first step to get a bigger audience if a big DJ plays your song. And it's also a first small step to maybe break through and make it into the radio or maybe release on bigger labels. So we'll definitely do it. It's easily done. I mean, making a club version out of a finished song is maybe like half an hour, 2 hours of work, and definitely worth it. So let me know what you think about this idea. We'll see us tomorrow back again. I hope I can get rid of that cold because talking really hurts today. Really. Anyways, thanks all for watching. Tomorrow back again. Another vlog here in the studio.
In my mind, I stay.